Hi, I'm Rodrigo Iván Cortés, President of the Frente Nacional por la Familia and Vice President of the Political Network for Values. Right now, we are at the studios of Red Familia in Mexico, and we have here three ladies from Africa, in a specific from Nigeria. And we're going to take the issues of culture of life. So these three ladies are going to share with us their reflections and their testimonies. So first, we're going to give the floor to Albina. Please, Albina.
I'm so excited to be here. My name is Ijeoma Albina. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, and I'm here to share on the culture of life in my place, which is Enugu. Basically, the culture of life in Enugu is deeply rooted in faith, family life, community life, and of course, good governance. Generally, both traditional and Christians believe that life is valuable from conception till natural death, and this is really what we believe in. Also, when I said good governance, recently we are experiencing something very unique and very inspiring in our state. Our governor has really been focusing on doing things that will create good life to the whole community of Enugu, ranging from building smart schools to building good hospitals and so many things that will empower the youth and equip them to become better persons. Also, in our different schools, coming from the perspective of an educationist, of course, we are trying our best to do a whole lot to bring up children in moral values and, of course, in good character. However, we also have challenges in our culture of life in Enugu. For instance, global media has really made some things like sexual escapade, use of contraception, and a whole lot to be the norm, and people are buying into it because they feel this is the right thing. Of course, peer pressure. People now think they can do whatever they want. Before now, Enugu people and most families in Nigeria believe in large families. I'm from a family of 7. I have 7 siblings. And of course, some of us here. But these days, because of globalization, we realize that young people now are no longer interested in such things. In fact, when you ask them, they will tell you 2 or 3. Which wasn't the norm, but of course we're doing our best to help them see that children are gifts from God, and it's something we all have to value, because there are people looking for children and they cannot have one. So it's a challenge trying to encourage the youth and convince them, to be open to life, avoid use of contraceptives, which my friend will soon talk about, and all that. Another challenge we're facing also, it's high, cost of living is becoming very high, maybe because of dollar increase and a whole lot of things. However, people are finding it difficult to survive, and that is also affecting our youth in so many ways, making some of them to go into kidnapping and all sorts of crime as a result of high cost of living. And of course, our young ladies, girls are not left out. You see them, doing everything to either go into what do you call it again? Going to
abortion.
No, not just abortion. But
contraceptives.
Prostitution and all sort of things. And of course, it's not really helping the state, it's not helping the country, because when they take in they are left with no choice than to abort the baby, which is not really the culture of Igbo people. And then, of course, we have issues with some of our schools really coming all out courageously to talk about moral values, and of course it's affecting the young ones coming up. So I'll leave with letting us know that we are supporters of life, and we'll do everything possible in our own capacity to support our state, support our young ones, and from my own perspective, being in education, and do everything possible to support the children under my care, the students under my care, to talk to them about the dignity of life and why life is precious and should really be valued, cherished, and of course, whatever we can do to save life, we do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Albina. And now it's the turn of Chisom, please.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm Chisom. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a mother of two. I'm into the community. I'm a community pharmacist, but majorly into distribution of pharmaceuticals, that's drugs. So I'm going to discuss my experience on culture of life. I'm going to pick it up from, my topic is going to be basically on contraceptives. So being a pharmacist and being in the community, contraception is now the order of the day. People see it as a normal thing, a way to run away from pregnancy, a way to be free to have sex anyhow they want, and after sex they go and take contraception. Most people don't really have idea about the adverse effects, that's a side effect of these contraceptives. Some of these contraceptives come in form of tablets, the likes of misoprostol, mifeprostol. This misoprostol is an ulcer drug. That's what I was taught in school to be used for ulcer. But because of the side effects, because it can cause contraction during pregnancy, so young girls now use it for abortion. Even married people use it for abortion, though medical doctors still use it to achieve contraction during labor. So some of those things, young people take in and have sex anyhow and take these drugs, not bearing in mind the adverse effect of those drugs. In our society now, there is very high rate of infertility. One of the reasons is definitely as a result of so much contraception. There are some of them that they feel they take after sex in 72 hours, there won't be any fertilization. Most times these things affect menstrual cycle and distorts the woman's fertility. I'm just talking about the examples of the adverse effects of these contraceptions. That's the tablet, the pills that are being taken by young girls and married women. We have a lot of cases of married women who are not able to give birth. Maybe after their first baby, they had to go take one of the contraceptives, and when it was time to go to take in for the second, third, fourth baby, they are not able to do that. They find it difficult to take in. This as a result of all they've been taking. There are other forms of contraceptives that are not pills, like the IUCDs, that's the coppers. Some of them are being inserted in the body. Sometimes they get lost in the system. So you have to go, some women will have to go and do surgeries to look for those materials in the body, which a lot of people are not aware of. Some of these things are distributed in the society for free, just to help people to live free, to help make people live life the way they want to live their lives. Some of them also distribute condoms, which is relatively affordable in our society. Condoms are very cheap and very accessible. So young girls that don't know the implications of sex, don't know the implications of sexually transmitted diseases, they get into those things, and the end result most times is usually not the best. as I said initially, the rate of infertility in the society now is too high, and definitely it will be related to contraception, abortion. Abortion is now the order of the day. It's not what girls hide. Past those times, past in the days, if you do abortion, nobody will know about it. You hide it. But now some girls will come out to tell you the number of abortions they've done in their life, and they're proud to talk about it. For them, it's nothing. But when they now get married and it's time for them to give birth, they find it difficult. So these are some of the challenges we have in our society when it comes to culture of life. A lot of groups are coming up to talk about these things, to create awareness about those things, both on the social media, in the churches and all that, just to find a way to counter what some of these people talk about, so that people know, young girls, married women will know that the best way of contraception is natural family planning. And with that, you won't encounter any problem with infertility or anything, especially when you get married. Thank you.
Thank you, Chisom. Now is the turn of Toju. Please.
Okay. My name is Toju. I live in Lagos. I'm from Nigeria. I live in Lagos. I work for Quadrant Educational Foundation. And there's a lot of negative issues concerning culture of life in Nigeria, especially abortion, because it's so easily accessible and rampant in our country, Nigeria. But I just want to share 2 testimonies of positive decisions and people choosing life instead of death, of killing the baby in Nigeria. I had a friend in school. She fell pregnant at a young age, and her family was very upset, especially her father. But her mother, because of her faith, said, no, we'll keep the baby, we will not abort the child. So she supported her family rallied around her, supported her, and she eventually gave birth. This was over 20 years ago, and now the child is a professional adult and makes her mother so proud and so happy. So that is one positive situation of choosing life. And then there's another acquaintance that I was told about, a mother, a married woman. She was pregnant, but at the same time, she was diagnosed with cancer. And the doctors advised her that she should abort the baby to save her life so that they can treat the cancer. But she said no, that the child's life is more important. So she went through the pregnancy and gave birth to the child. And unfortunately, she gave up her life. The cancer took her. But that's a positive case of choosing life instead of death. So something positive can come out of bad situations. So that's what I want to share.
Thank you. Thank you, Albina. Thank you, Chisom. Thank you, Toju.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to be with you, to have you here in these studios of Mexico, and to hear what is your testimony and what are your message for a culture of life from where you come from, Africa. We consider that Africa is a continent of hope. They appreciate a lot life, and we must hear you more often. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you.